The whole concept of government rests on the belief, the religious belief called authority. If you believe in this belief, you are a member of a religion. Your religion is government if you believe in authority. Whether you know that or understand it or not, you're a religious follower. Because government is also a religion. This all comes down to getting out of religion. The mind control that is religion. Authority is based upon a concept called jurisdiction. That where you are born, you are a subject of the laws of that place. The man-made written laws. And everybody will tell you, oh yeah, you're subject to jurisdiction. And they don't even know what the word means. They've never even looked into the origin of the word. Jurisdiction also comes from Latin roots. The noun jus juris in Latin. Again, in Latin there really was no J. So actually in classical Latin, I wrote it down as J-U-S, but it would be actually written I-U-S. And juris would be I-U-R-I-S, the genitive form. Jus juris means law. It's where the English word justice comes from. The second part of jurisdiction is diction. Now, diction in English simply means speech. That's what the noun diction means. You know, we get the word jury from jus juris in Latin. Second part, diction, comes from the Latin verb dicto dictere. Dictere means to speak or to say. So what jurisdiction actually means, based upon its etymological roots, is to say the law, to speak the law. Literally, it means the law is what we say it is. We speak the law. Literally, that's what it means. We say what the law is. And again, this is the notion that man is God and man is the maker of law. We are the authors of law. We are the makers of law. Forget the law that exists inherently in creation called natural law, the laws of morality, the laws of God. No, we make the law because we are God. There's no higher force than us. Right and wrong are constructs that exist in our mind, and we get to determine what they are. Not to discover them and live in harmony with those laws. We're going to write them. We're going to make those laws. We're lawmakers. We have jurisdiction. We say what the law is. And then we punish anyone who disagrees. Doesn't matter if our law is out of harmony with natural law. That's the word of God that is man. That's it. And people in religion don't understand this. People who say, I have a religion. I believe in Allah. I believe in Yahweh or Jehovah. I believe in the God the Father of creation. And you would dare to say man is the lawmaker. I mean, you got to be kidding. I mean, that's direct cognitive dissonance. You're saying God is the lawmaker and we have to follow his laws, and then you're saying I believe in government. Well, this is the whole concept in the Bible, that you cannot obey two masters simultaneously. You either know and understand the laws of creation, which are natural law, about the difference between right and wrong, and you live that in every moment of your life, or you believe that man is the lawmaker. Man is God, and his laws are the laws of the universe. Because there's no such higher power as man. And this is what anybody who believes in authority believes. Whether they know it or not, whether they accept that or not. Man is not the authority. There's no such thing as jurisdiction. Being born into a certain area doesn't mean you're bound by the man-made laws that are written, regardless of whether they're in harmony with nature's laws or not. You are only bound and can never be unbound and are eternally bound by the laws of morality. That's it. And those laws always have consequence. Whether in this life or another form of existence and consciousness. You're never going to escape those consequences. It is an impossibility. It's like trying to say, I'm going to jump off this cliff and, with absolutely no mechanisms for assisting me to counter the law of gravity for a time, and I'm not going to hit the ground and nothing's going to happen to me. Well, good luck. Believe that all you want, it'll never make it true. Just like you could put your hand in a stove, over a stove, and you think it's not going to get burned. Good luck with that. Keep it in the fire for a little bit and find out what happens. It's a law. You're not going to get around law. Cosmic law is always in effect. Once we start thinking we're the maker of law, we're going to write down what laws are and say you're bound to that because we said so. We say what the law is. You're under our jurisdiction. That's man saying he's God. And don't tell me that's not what it is. That's exactly what it is. And this whole cycle, this whole lesson is all about, it's the Creator showing man how much he's not God. Make no mistake about it. You want to know what the whole lesson here is right now on earth at this time in history? You're not God. Could sum it up real quick. 3 words. You're not God. Get that message through your head. You may be an individuated unit of consciousness within the body of God, but you are not God itself. You are not the lawmaker. The nerve of a Jewish person, the nerve of an Islamic person, the nerve of a so-called Christian saying that this is your religion and you don't know the first thing about any of them. If you think man is the lawmaker, you have your head up your ass if that's what you think. All right, I'm just going to start saying it totally, plainly, simply, and I don't care who doesn't like what they hear. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is it true or not? Get out of the whole emotional mind control dynamic. You don't like the way truth is presented. Oh, he's too bitter for me. He's too vitriolic for me. It's the same kind of people that can't hear a word somebody like Gerald Celente says because he gets riled up in saying it. I love the guy. You want to know why? You want to know why? He's telling the truth to people. Vitriolically. But nonetheless, it's true. I can sit there and listen to Gerald speak for an hour because I don't get offended emotionally when somebody's saying what's true. I only care about the content of what they're saying. So I can listen to somebody scream through a bullhorn all day long as what they're saying is true. The notion that you have to sugarcoat truth to get people to accept it is the problem. This is what the New Age is trying to say. This is the problem, that people accept that and believe it. The New Age movement won't call anybody on their bullshit and tell them that what they are doing and believing in is wrong. And hence the wrongdoing goes on unchallenged because they want peace. They value peace more than they value truth. They don't want to rock the boat, but they don't care that the truth's being buried and with it their freedom. No. No confrontation. No confrontation. And if the truth goes down the drain as a result of no confrontation, oh, well, so be it. No, you could have done something. And you're sitting on your ass doing nothing. Again, what this all boils down to, moving on to slide 20 now, is slavery. That's what this is. The concept of authority, that some people are the masters who make up the rules, who say what the law is, and other people have to obey them. It's called slavery. I don't care whether your notion of slavery is just the ball and chain version and you think that's the only form. You're wrong. The concept of authority is slavery. The concept of government is slavery. The concept of taxation is slavery. The concept of prohibition is slavery. The concept of not being allowed to exercise your rights because somebody else tells you you can't, and they're saying you have to obey them when they say you can't exercise that right, is slavery. You're living in it. We didn't defeat slavery because we defeated the ball and chain version of slavery. You're still in slavery. The concept of authority, quote unquote authority, is an illusion. It is not real. It is an illusion. It is based in belief. It is not based in nature. It is an illusion of a diseased psyche. In other words, a diseased and imbalanced mind that is based entirely in violence and built upon the erroneous and dogmatic belief, not truth but belief, that some people are masters who have the moral right to issue commands while others are slaves who have a moral obligation to obey the masters. That is what government is, that is what authority is, and there is no better definition for slavery than that. Some people are masters who have the moral right to issue commands, and other people are slaves who have a moral obligation to obey the master's commands. That is the very definition of slavery. And if you can't conceive of the notion that this is what slavery is by definition, again, I will only say there is something wrong with your brain. You need help. You're sick. You're not just not... when people say, you say that something's wrong with me or I don't understand because I don't get it. No. I say that because it's true. That one thing means another. One thing actually means another thing. You can understand where a person's brain is at by the nature of what they say they believe. So if somebody says, I believe in authority, I automatically know you're not mentally well. You're sick. I know immediately upon you conveying that information out of your mouth and saying that you believe in that there's something physically wrong with your brain. That you are existing in that state of brain imbalance. Your brain cannot be well. It's an impossibility. You know, if someone can't pick up something that weighs a pound, their muscles cannot be operating properly. Because all human beings have the capability of picking something up that weighs 1 pound, unless there's something wrong with their physiology. Well, the same thing is true. If somebody really understands what slavery is, they cannot support it. If somebody has a balanced brain, they know what slavery is, and they know that it's based in the concept of authority. So anybody that believes in authority cannot have a properly functioning brain. It follows logically. So again, get as offended about it as you want. If you want to do something to get your mind well, learn that all forms of authority and government are slavery and always have been. You need to break down the conditioning that has led you to that erroneous belief system. And that's all it is. It's an erroneous, religious, dogmatic belief that has no basis in nature. It has no basis in the real. No basis in truth. Because what you have to accept to believe that notion is that people are slaves, rightfully. That the concept of slavery is something that is right and should continue indefinitely. That is what everyone who is a statist believes, whether they know it or not. They may not even be consciously aware of that. And everyone who is a statist has brain damage in some form or fashion at some degree or another. Some may be very sick, and some may have, just a little bit of illness still present and maybe are in the process of working their way out of it. But everybody who believes in statism, or what I'm going to call archony or archonism, is at some degree mentally ill. They have not healed their psyche.